Hello everybody, just at the moment I'm in Allerton Cemetery. I was hoping to do this little talk in the sunshine, but I'm afraid it's a bit too blowy and breezy for the camera. There's too much noise. So I'm in the car. But Allerton Cemetery is where I come to do my walking when I decide I want to take a bit of exercise, get a bit of fresh air, do a bit of thinking. This is where I come. You can walk around in relative peace and quiet, and it's quite pleasant. Not everybody would think it's pleasant, but I think it's a pleasant place to be. So this is where I come for my walk. And God's been speaking to me about walking quite a lot recently. Not necessarily walking in the sense of trying to get fit and take exercise and lose weight, etc., but walking in the sense of pilgrimage. And God has been reminding me quite a lot lately about the pilgrimage that I undertake with Him. My journey, my Christian experience is a pilgrimage. Everything that I do day to day is part of my pilgrimage. And being the sort of person that I am, I'm the sort of person that can quite often think that I'm not making a very good job of this walk with God, this pilgrimage that I'm on. And it's very easy, if we're not careful, to fall into the trap of thinking that this journey, this pilgrimage, is too hard, too difficult. We're not really up for it. And I suppose in a way it's a little bit like the way that Paul felt. He felt that the things that he wanted to do, the person that he wanted to be, the person that God wanted him to be, he couldn't do that. And all the things that he didn't want to do, the sins that he committed, he didn't want to do those, but he found it so easy to commit those sins. And it's very easy for us, if we're not careful, to think that we're making a mess of our pilgrimage. And I don't think for a second that that's what God wants us to think. I don't think for a second that God is looking at us and thinking, you're making a mess of it. I think God is full of grace and full of mercy. And on those days and those occasions and those periods where we think we're not doing very well, that's when God's grace comes to the fore. One of the most encouraging things about my pilgrimage and yours is that unlike the pilgrimage that you see when people walk across Spain to Santiago de Compostela, they do a lone pilgrimage. Often they're walking alone. The pilgrimage that we undertake is a pilgrimage with God by our side. We never undertake our pilgrimage alone. And that's a huge encouragement to me, is that God knows, God is with me when I'm making a mess of my walk with Him. And He doesn't criticise me for it. He understands. He's full of grace and full of forgiveness and full of mercy. And if you're in the situation at the moment where you think, I'm really not doing very well on this walk, on this pilgrimage, be encouraged. You're not doing it alone. God isn't looking over your shoulder thinking, you're rubbish. You're not. You're undertaking the pilgrimage that God is taking with you. Don't be discouraged. Keep going. Keep going. Keep plodding if you have to, but keep going. Keep the faith. God is with you.